Hello and welcome back to another Headless WordPress Live. It's just me right now. But we're going to keep working on our Follow a Dev site. I see we got quite a few people joining up, so feel free to reach out on the chat, talk it up. Let's see, what are we going to do today? I have a post here. We're going to do update the profile. So last time we were working on this, we had a bug in the framework where we couldn't use JWT auth in conjunction with the Headless plugin, but that's been fixed this week. We got a PR in, so I updated the plugin. Everything is cool. So I'll show you that, how it's working. We're going to save our dark mode settings so we can switch between light and dark mode. But if I refresh, it switches back to whatever the default is, which is dark. So you want to save that setting somehow. So we'll do that. We're going to create a dev details page. So instead of when you click on the link, it goes straight to Twitter. It's going to go to a detail page. If you click the actual Twitter handle, we'll have that go to Twitter. We'll have a detail page for like SEO or whatnot, and then we can work SEO into this at some point. And we'll do some Twitter integrations if we can get around to that. So cool. See some people online. Hey guys, Dominique, Michael, welcome to the chat. Definitely reach out for questions or whatnot. Let's see. No one's joining. Oh, wait, there we go. I do have someone here. I has a friend. Let's see. I'll pop this out. Oh, I gotta share my screen. Can you hear me, Kellen? Kellen. Oh, Kellen, can you hear me?
Hey, now I can.
There we go. All right. Yeah, we're live. So just FYI for you. All right, let me share my screen with Kellen and then I'll move him over. Oh, wait, you guys can't even see my screen. Whoops. This is why I need somebody here with me. Literally just me talking. All right. Let's see. There we go. All right, cool. Move some of this out of the way. All right, yeah. So what I was saying, I had pulled up this. This is what we're going to do. So I have a tweet out here. Update the auth, save the dark mode. I was showing a demo, but basically if I change this to light and I refresh, it goes back to dark. So we're not saving that anywhere. We have a dev details page that we're going to create and then some Twitter integrations. So if you haven't been following along, just to give you an idea of what's going on. So we've coded this entire site in the Headless WordPress live sessions. I haven't done anything except for like super minor, making sure things are working off stream. And all of these videos are on our YouTube channel. So if you want to catch up or whatnot, you can definitely watch them. But what we've done so far is we started from scratch. We created this project. We deployed it to Atlas. So you can actually go to follow a dev, follow.dev, and this site is live. So whenever we push any changes up, they end up live on Atlas. Atlas grabs that, pulls it down, deploys it. So you can always see the changes out there. Whenever you see me push, you'll see that happen. Maybe it's a little bigger. All right, so where to start? Oh yes. All right, so what happened last time is we were logging in. So we created the login, we had the register. So now all of this is working. But if I log in, this wasn't working. This part wasn't. We could log in, but we couldn't do anything after that. But now, whoops, what happened here? Whoa, I think I pulled some old code down real quick. I think I might have had a merge issue here. Yeah, this actually is form, I think. Yeah. Forms. Yeah. I changed the name of this because I'm using this CSS in a few different places now. All right, cool. So now we log in and it pulled this back. You didn't actually get to see it there, but watch. If I refresh, You see that flash where it's pulling that data back? Probably could show like a loading screen or something in case that took longer on mobile or something like that. But now we're on a profile page where we could update our name. So I created this test account, and it's pulling that from WordPress. If we go over to WordPress and we go to users, we'll see that account, test.test.com. And that's the one that we're logged in as. And we see other people have created accounts as well. Francis has an account. Kellen's got any. Well, Kellen is part of the thing, but Plank, not sure who that is. So we have some people who have created accounts out here. You can definitely go do that. Everything is deployed. But now we want to be able to actually update our profile. So we want to be able to update our name, email, whatever. And there should be a mutation for that, right, Kellen?
Yep. Yeah, I believe it's just update user.
Yeah, I'm just going to make this full screen. Update user. Let's go check it out. Update user. There it is. So can you only update your own user, or will that just happen with the...
No, if you have the permissions necessary,
Okay.
if you're logged in as an administrator or somebody else who has the, another role that has the capabilities necessary to add, remove, or update users, then you would be able to fire this off for other, pass in the idea of some other user and update their details.
Right.
But yeah, if we're doing it, just if we're doing it for folks to update their own, then yeah, they should be able to update their own, but no one else's if they don't have the permissions.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
So this should work, right? Something like this. So I'm going to have to pass in the ID, right?
Right. I don't know if there's an ID type for that mutation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we might have the option to pass in the database ID rather than the relay global ID.
Right. So I should call this like ID, like that. And then first name. So it's just some same stuff we've been doing. I'm just creating a mutation. Let me make this bigger. Gotta remember to do that. Making a mutation that then we can use in our app to go and update the profile, which would be cool. Like this coding live, like makes you get good at things. Like you don't want to look like an idiot, which is easy to do when you're trying to live code in front of like all your.
So I don't see an ID type, so I think we will need the ID.
Oh, there's not an ID type. All right.
Doesn't look like it.
I thought there was. Yeah, there is. There is.
Is there?
Yeah. I don't know if this particular thing is of ID type.
Are we talking about the same thing? I mean, for some other mutations, you can pass in the ID and then also specify a different ID type field, telling it whether the thing you passed in is a global ID or database ID or a slug, some other unique identifier. That's what I'm talking about. But
gotcha. Yeah, no, I don't see that on here. But is this ID of type ID is my question. That we will find out.
Yeah, I think it has to be. Yeah.
All right, cool. So here's the mutation.
Good. So one thing I think is worth considering right now, Matt, is which fields the user is able to update. So for this app, what we decided to do on previous videos is to standardize on having users when they sign up, we take their email and use that as both their username when they log in as well as their email address.
Right.
But we have some users like you and I where they actually differ, where like our username differs from the email.
Right.
So I'm trying to think if there are any implications here. If we allow people to change their email, I guess it's fine because WordPress still allows you to log in with either.
So if they pass in their, how will that work? I guess we'll see what happens.
So you could end up with the.
I don't know if I want them to change their email at all, anyways. So I wonder if we just don't do that.
That's what I was kind of thinking, because if we allow this, then you'd end up with these scenarios where someone might have registered with their like Gmail or something, and if they go in here and change it, you would have their
Right.
their login would still be Gmail, but then their email address, which is stored separately, might be hey.com or whatever else. So
I've already done this.
It'd be kind of weird. So yeah, we could just say whatever email you signed up with, you got to keep.
Right. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to move, I'll keep this in here, but I'll move it to the top and I'll just make it disabled. So you can't change it, but at least you can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there we go. We can't edit it anymore. We probably need a disabled style too, huh?
Right. Yeah. Gray it out or whatever.
Yeah. So maybe so that'd be a input : disabled. Is that right? Maybe.
Yeah. I could, as you scrolled really quick there, I could have sworn I saw disabled.
Oh, really?
But
it's button.
Yeah. Oh, button. That's
button,
okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So I'll do. There's a way to isn't there a function I can use to change the hue of the color? I think there's a Sass function to like, so I don't have to create a color from scratch here. I can
yeah, I've used like mix-ins and stuff for that. I don't know if there's one baked right into Sass though. Is there?
Let me see. Sass color functions. Gotta be something quick. Yeah, you want to see if you can find something while I keep going?
Sure.
For now, I'll just make this light gray. I didn't do a lot.
Take a look.
Well, that sort of did something. That looks disabled now. Cool. All right, well, we'll leave that for now. If you find how we can do that, that'd be cool. Because I'd rather do that, because now if we get light, it's still fine, I guess. I like whenever you go in a box, if it gets a little bit bigger. This is just changing the border, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I like if you're focused when the border is like slightly larger. There's a couple of little UI things I want to fix on this too. Yeah, wait, what was that? Focus? Focus should be right? Oh wow, so when I refreshed too, it didn't submit the we didn't get the data back in here. That's interesting. Wonder what happened there. Let's see. If I refresh. It made a GraphQL call. The GraphQL call, what did it do? It passed in the query, and it has an authorization token in here. Oh, the response came back with an invalid JWT. Does this, how quickly does that token expire?
The auth token has a very short lifespan. It's like something like
so we got to
3 or 5
that
minutes.
Too. We got to do the refresh stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why this isn't getting bigger. I'm just not seeing it. Oh yeah, that's bigger. But what? Now it looks like it's double lined. That's weird. All right, we'll go back to that. We have bigger issues to fix right now. I am curious why the border radius changes whenever you click in here. Oh no, it's just getting a little. Huh. I don't even know what it's doing. All right, we'll go back to messing with styling stuff. It's just
some hover issues.
All right, yeah. So we got to fix that issue where what's happening is we have a refresh token, I think. So if I go here, yeah, we have the refresh token. We're just not using it. So we need to go exchange that for a new token, right?
Right.
So
yep. Do you want to focus on that refresh process right now, or just finish the profile stuff first?
Probably focus on the refresh. Otherwise, we're going to keep running into the issue where we're not logged in.
True.
Because right now we can't actually do anything because we don't have a valid token. So what we did is we created this Apollo file last time, which adds some Apollo middleware essentially to add this authorization header. So we need to look for a response. If the response is that your token is invalid, let's look at what that response was actually. So the response was,
yeah,
here, let me copy this out. So if the response is invalid JWT, essentially. Whoops. This is a debug message, though. That's not a valid.
How I've handled this in the past is just checking if it's expired before a request is sent. And if you see that it is, then there's an NPM package that will handle the reset for you. So that's an Apollo middleware you can use. So if we find that it's expired, it will fire off one request to get a new token and save it, and then it will proceed with the original request you we're going to send. So it's a nice,
right,
a little seamless way to do it.
Real quick, I was looking in chat and Jeremy brought up a good point about the disabled color. I could just do opacity there, so I'm going to do that. So
okay.
On disabled, I can just do.
Yeah, that looks good.
Will that work for the whole thing? I guess it will. Let's try it. Opacity 0.5, let's say.
All right. Otherwise, lighten and darken both exist too.
Oh, okay, cool. That worked though.
Maybe we'll need a future video on an accessibility audit. Make sure we're got a contrast, and all that. But
yeah,
that looks good. That looks good visually, though. It looks,
Yeah, I think that's all right. Let's do
like 0.7. It's disabled.
It's a little bit too dark. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. All right, so what you're saying was basically we need to see if this fails or not. If it fails, we need to send in the refresh token to get a new access token.
Yeah, almost. Except I've done this in the past where you check if it's expired like before a request goes out. Because you can do that because embedded in the JWT is the expiration, timestamp.
Oh, right, yeah.
So you can know that ahead of time. You could just there's a package called JWT decode on NPM, so you just use that to decode it, grab the expiration, and say, is this thing already expired? If so, then I have another NPM package that will take care of firing off a request to send your refresh token and get a new auth token back and save it. And then once that's done, then it just proceeds with the original request that you were about to send.
Right.
So I can show you that. Where's a good place, Matt, and Zoom or Slack?
Yeah, you can Slack it to me.
Okay. I tried that with YouTube last time, but it strips out all the URLs. YouTube chat.
Yeah, just all right, let's see. What'd you send me? All right, so this is your, where in here, what am I looking for?
So the refresh stuff takes place on line 55. And I have a few helper functions right above that. So see the others.
So you, okay, cool.
Yeah, so you fire off a good old fashioned fetch request with that.
Where is it checking if it's invalid or not? Is token. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see it right above here. I have a few little helper functions that just pull out,
Gotcha.
get the current timestamp and pull out if it's expired. Yeah, and then the two packages, so decode, that comes from an npm package. Yeah, so decode right there, that comes from an npm package. You can see at the top, as well as this token refresh link.
Right. Okay, so let's pull in this package. So we'll pull in. So you have this package. What other one? Is that the only one?
Right below.
UUID, node fetch. We're doing this on the client. So I don't think I need node fetch.
Yeah, I guess not then. And UUID, I used in this app because sending a client mutation ID with every mutation
so I don't need that.
Was required. But yeah, I think that's been deprecated now. So even that we can skip.
All right, let's just copy this over and change it to however we need it.
All right. There's a bunch of other stuff in there too, as well, beyond the token refreshing.
Yeah, I'll pull it all out.
All right.
Let me move these imports up. All right. Shouldn't need node fetch, shouldn't need UUID. Do we need this?
Yeah, that performs the reset.
All right.
Or refresh.
Apollo set context. I don't think I'll need that.
Well, that we used on the last video.
I've already got it in here.
To add our.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need that still.
Why is this complaining? Where's the duplicate?
Yeah. Are we supposed to use Apollo client from Apollo client there, or do we need to like access the client the framework is giving us again? Remember?
This is a type.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But there's another import I missed. That's what it is. All right, so I don't need this one here because you're already pulling it in there. All right, so I need to npm install some things. So let's npm install decode or JWT decode.
Yep.
Not to be confused with WPE decode. All right, and then I need this one here.
Yep.
What does it do?
Yep, that's the thing that performs the refresh. So you just tell it if it's expired, what request to fire off in the event that it's expired, and then it handles, either a success or an error.
And it does something with Apollo. Like why? I guess.
Yeah, you can turn it into an Apollo link and add it to your chain of Apollo a link middlewares.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in my app, I have it as the very first thing in the middleware chain. So like it hits that first and refreshes it if necessary, and then proceeds.
Right.
With the other links.
I don't need this persisted auth data, right?
No, that's specific to my.
We're always going to be in the browser, so that's fine. Yeah. All right. You might have to walk me through some of this. All right. So I don't need this part at all.
Right. Yeah. This stuff has to do with me storing the tokens in memory. But for our app, so far, we're just storing them in local storage only. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I do need this though.
Yeah.
Object is of type unknown. Is there a
Don't know.
We shall see if there are types. It looks like there are. Nice.
Beautiful.
Oh, it actually already knew that. Oh, it's saying that this is actually any. Okay. Decode token. So we need to say that this has is it a number probably? Yeah. And this implicitly has an any, but the token is
Should be a string.
just a string. All right.
Yeah.
There we go. Just getting some types
Looking good.
fixed here. All right. Token refresh link. What is this doing?
Looking good. So
we don't need this auth data.
yeah. So instead of that, the auth data thing there, we can pull ours out. We can pull ours out of local storage there instead.
Right, which we're doing here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So here, so if you read the docs for this npm package, it says that this first function here is token invalid or undefined. It should return true in either of those cases. So if there is no token, this should return true, or if it is undefined, it should return true. But otherwise, if it's, you know, both exist and is valid, then it should return false.
I gotcha. Okay. And then this, so now I'm pulling the refresh token out. Then we do this query. So this is the mutation going to WP Graph, or not, well, I mean, it is WP GraphQL, but it's using the JW2 auth integration, right?
Yep.
You pass in your refresh token and it pulls out a new auth token. Does it, and we keep the same refresh token?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we may be able to get both back. I don't remember. So maybe, you know, we could ask for both back and save new one.
Let's see. So there's auth token. Whoops. No, it's just auth token.
Okay. Yeah.
I think what you can do though is yeah, something like that. No, I think there's a way to grab it off the user or something.
Yeah, we could do viewer. So that'd be a query though. So right now we're nested inside a mutation. So I think we need a separate.
Can't you just get in there like current user or a way to get just the one user that you're logged in as?
Yeah, that's the viewer thing I was talking about. But right here, we're nested inside of a mutation block.
Right, but but part of a mutation, you can return things.
Yeah, only if they're
sometimes,
you know, those fields exist.
Right.
So if this one, if you're not seeing it, then it might not.
Yeah, it's not.
It looked like only the two things, right? It's only auth token and.
Right. All right. Cool. Well, we'll just take the auth token. I'm not worried about it. If we're not supposed to get it back, that's fine. Okay, so we get the auth token back. We definitely don't need this. What is this doing?
Yep. Yeah. So we just need to swap out line 60. We swap that out with our WordPress backend, you know, GraphQL.
But what is this doing?
So that just fires off the mutation. So
this is just killing. This is actually doing the mutation.
This is a little mind bendy to me because it's like we're inside of an Apollo link and we need to fire off a GraphQL request, but you can't use Apollo.
Right.
Right. You have to use something else. So that's why we're falling back to just like a plain old fetch, which works fine in this case because all the like fancy caching and features Apollo gives us, we don't care about, right? Because it's just like a one-time request to get a new token.
I think it's something like that.
That looks good. Yeah.
Is that right? Why is it? It doesn't like me though. Oh. Is it net's public WordPress URL? Is that the right? I don't want to pull it up my local env file because I keep giving everybody my secret.
Right.
Just let me make sure that's the right.
Follow audit.
Can't ever remember. It's net's public WordPress URL. That is correct. But I'm going to copy it just to make sure I didn't. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So then we call post, we do the thing, and I don't need this.
Right. I can strip that out.
Good, I can, and now it's not in there anymore. All right, cool. Then when we get it back, I'm gonna grab that out.
Yep. So you can just do a.
And then we want to store
Setting
it
them.
in our local stores.
Yep. That looks good. And I think the next one here, handle error. I think we would hit this case if it's either like offline or something, we weren't able to send the request, then we hit it. But also if we hit the scenario you talked about where what if the refresh token itself is no longer valid, then we'd hit this, I think. So so for my app, what I was doing here is just deleting, the auth data I had stored, just deleting all of it in that case. So the user would then, just have to log in again.
Right. There we go. Auth link. So this is, this is where you're setting the.
That part we did already. So you can probably get rid of that whole. So we're already adding it to our headers. Yeah, and this next one is just a standard like Apollo error, just logging out what the error is.
Right. All right. Update the auth token refresh token with it.
Yeah. So on our last video, last Friday, I talked about this briefly. This is like for every successful GraphQL request you make, the JWT auth plugin actually sends you back brand new auth and refresh tokens. So what you can do is just anytime you make a successful request, you can just take the new tokens that it sends back in the headers and save those in your app to just bump, keep bumping the expiration time. So that's what this block is about. You can see on line, what is that, 112 and 113 there. I'm just pulling out what the headers are. And then if they're present, just resaving them.
Yeah, so we'll just set them. Whoops, that's supposed to be a comma there. Cool. So
yeah,
this
looks good.
Yeah, so that's just, so we're just doing this on every request is what you're saying.
Right. Yep.
We just always, that way we don't hit that scenario where there's a problem.
Yeah. So this next one, so in my app, this is how I was composing all those Apollo links. For us, though, we'll need to do that a bit differently since we're not instantiating Apollo client directly like this.
Yeah, we just need to put all this stuff in there. So let me grab this. I don't need the cache, but these are the things I need. Let me get rid of this. Then up here is where we're actually doing it. That link. So we were adding the header here. So this, now we don't need to do this though.
No, I think we still need it.
Well, your thing's doing it, or did we remove that?
We removed that.
Oh, okay. So we need to still set that link, but we need to concat more.
All the others. It would probably be like I think it would be a good practice to probably do them one by one.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Then we could have one. This function would be responsible for just adding the header, and we'd have a separate one for just refresh, and you know what I mean? One by one.
Oh, you mean a different function? I think
that's what I was thinking. We could throw them all here.
I think we should put them all in here. I don't want to have to export a bunch of. But I need, this is going to return the link. So I need to, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, this, and then do seem reasonable. I already have the auth link. I guess we want to do this first, actually. The refresh, the token refresh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I need to do first. Yeah, it seems like instead of doing a bunch of .concats here, we could do something fancier.
The concat?
like a spread.
Yeah, the concat is only taking one. Only taking one. I mean, I can do like .concat. Yeah, I mean, I could chain it, I guess. So I could do .concat. Token refresh. If it took an array, that would be a lot easier. I think that's right.
Is this not an array? Aren't we?
No, it won't. It doesn't take an array. It just takes Apollo link. If it could take an array of links, that would work. Unless Apollo link is an array. I guess I could have looked at that.
Well, that's what I thought. Because aren't we calling, when we call .concat, isn't that array.prototype.concat?
An actual array. So here it is. Yeah, see, it's not an array. They just added this to it. Yeah.
Good point. Oh, and there's concat.
Yeah, they actually added it. So it's not an... They made it look like an array, but...
Right.
Sort of.
Fakers.
Faking it. Yeah. Faking it. Unless these typings are wrong, which is totally possible.
That looks good then.
But this seems fine, right?
Solution here. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not ideal. I'd rather it be an array. But it doesn't appear to be.
Yeah. So do we need the thing below this line? Client.setLink.
Welcome, Andre.
Oh, I guess we do. Yeah.
Say that again. Yeah, because I pulled the client out, right? The client.
Yep. And then
wait, auth-link.concat. Why is this client link?
I don't know. Getting confused.
Oh, because I'm starting from there. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. I think that's right. Yeah, we passed client in. Client
I'm a little confused. So why are all these .concats we're doing, why do they all have a single concat around them? Is that what we're supposed to do?
Well, because
wouldn't you just start with auth link?
Well, we're concating the result of all of these concats onto the auth link, which we get here. I need to be able to call concat on something. So I do it on the client.
Client.link. Okay.
Right, I think.
Let's see if it works.
Could be totally wrong here. There's an easy way to find out. Let's go refresh the page.
Yeah.
It's totally possible that this was not right. Which we need the server running in order to test this.
And actually, I don't think we need all those. So HTTP link, your bottom one there, I think the framework handles actually, that would be like Apollo calls that the terminating link, that actually fires off the request. So I think that one we don't need. Oh yeah. So yeah, see how this still says Gatsby and stuff. Yeah. We should have deleted this. Sorry.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So that one we can, and I was doing pagination stuff. And
all right.
So we can axe that and then axe, this. Well, let's see. So we need a refresh. The error link is fine for displaying that. Token update, we need that as well.
That should be good. and we added it. We created this link, which is what does the actual thing. It actually adds it to the header, right?
Yes.
And then, so that's the link that we start with. So we want to concat onto that. We want to concat the refresh option. Or do we want to start with the refresh? What should be the order be?
Yeah, for my,
I think
after
it should
pulling
be,
some of the stuff from, I did the
I think the refresh should be
first one.
first, right?
Yeah, I did that as the first one.
Yeah, so I think that we can change these to be refresh and then off link is in here. Then the error. Then the update.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Sounds good. Yep.
Maybe. We're about to find out.
Think so.
We are about to find out. Can we even log in now?
See if we can break things.
All right, we logged in, but everything is busted.
Hooray.
We busted it. You're calling concat on a terminating link, which will have no effect. Okay, what does that mean? We did that 3 times, so these aren't actually working.
Okay.
The client one is... Oh, I don't think I can call it on this one, maybe?
That one's not a terminating link. I know that much.
You're calling concat on a terminating link.
Maybe we could just remove each of our links, you know? I wonder if we could just add them one by one to refresh the page and see.
Right, yeah. But I'm trying to figure out
which one's the culprit.
It's got to be this one, the off link. That's my guess. But we can take it out and just see. There you go, now it's 2. So all of these. It's got to just be this concat here. Yeah, okay, so that worked. So this concat is fine. Oh, I can't call it on the client, I don't think. Yeah, that's what it was. Now I can do it like right here. What were the other ones? Errors, error link, and
error link, update link was last, I believe.
Token update link.
Possibly.
Possibly. Maybe.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Forward is not a function.
I think we might have renamed or misnamed this one token refresh link. I believe it is.
My token refresh link is the first one.
Oh, okay. Sorry, we got that.
And then we have error link, token update link. So it is token update link. Now we're getting a type error. Forward is not a function. I don't think that's coming from here though.
Forward.
Oh, it is.
Inside of the token update.
Oh, we're not past. Oh, we gotta.
We do call forward.
No, yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it gets it as an argument, right?
Right.
That's not typed. Do we need to throw types on those args?
No, it's not a TypeScript wouldn't fire a runtime error. This is a JavaScript error. So
again. Oh, okay. Since I have our handle errors.
But it's on the token update link. So it's not getting this Apollo's not passing in the forward, I guess.
Is it that one? I thought, based on what we just saw, I thought it was the one that displays the errors. below.
Oh, wait. Oh, there's another one. That's just this. This is the only place forward is.
Okay.
Here is what you thought?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'll
Did.
console log forward.
No, you're probably right though, if that's the only place we're calling it.
All right, yeah. So it's undefined. I guess we can. All we gotta do.
Yeah, I've never composed Apollo links this way. Usually I'm in control of like instantiating the client. So I don't know if there are.
All right, let me see how you do it. So you created a new link from. Oh, we could just do this though, actually.
Oh.
We could just do this.
Oh, that's a very good idea.
So instead of trying to do all this concatenating, we can just say. I don't even need to do that, actually. I can just put it in the set link. We don't have that one. And then we're good.
Sweet. And did we import that Apollo link?
It looks like we did.
Looks like it.
Didn't complain. Well, nope. Access to fetch from origin has been blocked by cores. Son of a. Why is that happening now, though?
It could be that your auth token is already expired since we've been talking for a few minutes. And now it's attempting the refresh.
But this is this is on the
fetch.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You think?
You could probably flip over the network tab and see if the request that was sent was to the update, mutation. Does it say refresh?
Mm-hmm. That is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's weird that we got a cores error instead.
Our middleware is hooked up though. I'm excited about that.
It tried to do something. That is good. Very much.
That is a good sign. Yeah.
Well, let's go back here then. See if we can log in. We get our error now. That's cool. Forward is not a function. Yeah, so what's different? You must have been using some other version. I wonder what version you were on.
This is Apollo Client version 3.
Apollo. Yeah, 3.2.2. And we're on. .3.4. You wouldn't think they'd introduce anything crazy breaking, right?
Yeah, I can Google it for a few if you want to move on to other stuff. What was the error exactly though? It was forward is not a function.
What's that?
The full error text. That's it. Okay, let me just Google that along with the words Apollo client.
All right, here I'll show you. Can you read that? Error forward is not a function. I mean, we know where it's happening. It's happening in that refresh.
Yeah.
Token update. So you didn't get this error ever?
No.
Because we're not doing anything different. It looks like people have gotten this plenty.
Are we destructuring that? How are we? Yeah, I'm looking at the same thread as you.
This person says the order in which he did it, but And it had something to do with the error link, but ours is token auth error. That's the same that you were doing, right? In your code?
Sorry, I was looking away for a second there.
Sorry.
What was it?
Oh, look. So you did in your code. Where the hell did it go? I think it was the last one. Oh, there it is. Token auth error update, then HTTP. We don't need this.
Yeah, that's the terminating link. And I think it's the framework probably handles that for us. Yeah, I think it has to. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to make any requests.
Maybe but I might not be adding that back.
So I see in the Apollo docs, it even says when you call new Apollo link, it gets 2 arguments, operation and forward. So I'm not sure why we're calling it. And
I know the issue.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we didn't ever add the link, the original link.
Could do it. Let's try.
All right, we got a different error. You're calling concat on a terminating link. Okay, so this has got to be last, actually. We definitely need that in there.
Yep.
So that was a problem. It worked, I think. Well, we didn't get an error. We didn't get an error. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, not worried about that.
So I have a fun way we can test this. Might be kind of cool for the
there we go.
Viewers.
All right, cool.
Did a refresh work?
We were in like a bad state. It needed to clear everything out, but now we're good.
All right. If you refresh the page, do you see the refresh happening?
Mm-hmm. And now we have a problem here. This is with the form, though. It's
form.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
So
on the right track.
We should probably explain what happened here now that we've got it figured out. So Apollo has this middleware functionality for doing things as the request comes through, similar to Express. So if you've ever used Express for HTTP requests, you can add middleware. So like you can, for instance, in Express, you could check to make sure there's an authorization token, validate it before you move down the stack to actually whatever's going to handle that request. Apollo works the same way. So we're doing the token refresh. So the first thing that you're doing here, right, is actually refreshing the token.
Yeah, if it's expired.
If it's expired. Then we add the actual token to the request and auth link. So that's where we add the bear, or wait, what is this one do? Oh yeah, this is the one that we're actually in. Yeah, so that's where we add the header to the request. So right there. And then we check for errors, output that. Then we do the token update link. And this one is where we just store it. So we take all of our tokens that we got back, if they came back, and store them in our local storage so we have them for later. And then we take the original, which this comes from the framework. So this is just the terminating link that decides, okay, you've done all your middleware stuff. Now we're actually going to send the request to GraphQL finally.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, so that's it's a bunch of just logic you got to do for this refresh stuff. Authentication is just way harder than you would ever think. It always is. It always is.
Yep.
I feel like I spent so much time on it. All right. So now we're in the profile page. I don't know what's causing this.
Right.
component is changing an uncontrolled input to be controlled. So likely a value change from undefined to defined. I see. Oh yeah, we don't want to display this if we're not ready yet, I think. So we need to go get the profile. Where is that happening? Oh, I would think I know what's happening here.
Set off that.
We need to check and see if this viewer is here. If there's no viewer, so if there's no user, essentially, we want to show like something else.
Yeah, spinner, whatever. Something.
Yeah, we'll just show loading for now. I definitely need to refactor what this looks like, so don't judge me, but I just want to make sure this is what's happening. So if we refresh this, all right, so that gets rid of that problem we were having. So now when we refresh, we see loading for a second. That's fine for now. I'm not going to mess with it. All right, now we can uncomment out this button, and we're going to change it to save. We need to pull that loading out, right? We're not doing the mutation yet. So now we need to do the actual mutation here. So we're going to call this update user. So the first thing that we do is we go and get the profile from GraphQL, and that comes back with data. And then this one also comes back with data. So we're going to call this one mutation data. I'm going to rename that. And then we're going to call update user. So, or actually this is doing update profile as we type. So that's fine. Then we want to, on the button click, or on the form submission, I guess.
Yeah.
On submit, we want to actually run a function like update user. But we don't want to call it update user. We'll call it the mutation is update user, but I'll call it just save. Keep it simple. And this is where we're actually going to update the user. Can never remember what this is. So,
it's synthetic event.
yeah, and just do this, right? Wait, no, not that. Grab this. All right.
Is that what I should be doing, Matt? In my apps, I've used synthetic event instead.
What do you mean?
For the type for event right there, when a form submission happens, I've typed that as synthetic event, which is a type that comes from React. Should I use this instead though?
I'm just basing it on the on submit, what it's expecting.
I see.
And it's expecting this here.
Okay.
So, but now it's still not liking it though. It's saying, so it's form event handler, HTML form event. Parameters.e and event. All right, wait, I've done this all over the place. What am I doing?
Yeah.
It's right here. Oh, I need to put it on the.
Yeah.
Live coding. Hard. Where am I? What am I doing? Where did the save go? Did I delete it? Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Where am I? Where am I?
Where am I? What am I doing? Who am I? All right, there we go. Woo. Now this should actually be what I thought it was. Yes. Okay, good. All right, here we want to do e.prevent default. So we don't want to actually submit the form. And then we're going to call the mutation. So we need to call the update user mutation with the update profile. This is actually called update user. So I'm going to rename this just for consistency. So now we want to call this mutation.
That's good.
Going to be update user. We pass in the variables. Whoops. Which we didn't get the ID out. Oh yeah, we did. We have the ID. Okay, great.
I think we're missing our password field too, aren't we?
I didn't do password yet.
Okay. Yeah, our mutation's going to expect that. So.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay. Well, then we need to pull that back, I guess. How are we going to do that? Yeah, so let's go ahead and pull this back then. We're going to have to set the value equal to user.password. All right, cool.
Yeah, how does this work? Because we can't get I mean, we obviously can't get a plain text password, right? So when this form initially loads, we want to populate the form fields with the existing values. Password, of course, we can't get that. So
the password
we need to leave that blank.
Back.
So we need to leave that blank.
Yeah. So we don't actually get a password.
We might need a little extra logic here with that in mind, right? So
we need to say like these aren't necessarily required.
Yeah. So if password is blank, don't actually update that.
Right.
Right. But if they actually type something in the password field, then
how does that work in the mutation? Because in the mutation we have pass in password.
Right. Yeah. So I've done stuff like this before. What you typically have to do, what I typically do is like this whole template literal that we're building up. Right now we have it outside of the component. So it's just like a static string, that's always the same. What I've done in these scenarios in the past, though, is just pulled this whole thing inside of my component so that I could do some logic, So I would like build up my my string one way if the user had a password, but then build up this string another way if they provided a password, and then pass that into Apollo.
Right.
So you can run a bit of logic on it.
All right. Let's see. I think for now, let's just avoid the password just to get something working because we're going to have to.
Sure. That's smart. Yeah.
Let's just take that out for now.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus it seems to me, for a lot of apps, you might want that to be a separate form altogether, right?
Right. That's what I'm thinking is that we just do that separately.
Yeah, your profile is one thing, but then setting a password and having a secondary field to confirm that change, like that may very well just be a separate form altogether.
Right. Yeah, I think we can go with that. It'll be simpler. All right, so we can't change our email. Our first name, last name. All right, cool. Then we're going to pass in the values that are on our profile.
Yeah, so I was actually wondering about this.
Yeah, this actually is not.
Yeah, line 38. I've been looking at that. Is that actually going to work? Because when this component first mounts, the user's not logged in for a second.
I mean, this will just fail and data won't be empty. So, I mean, it does work.
Is that fine?
I mean, this is working right here. Right. Well, it was before we busted it.
Right.
What did I break? Now I think we're getting a fail.
Dang.
I think our refresh isn't working. Let's see. Yeah, so it's not coming back.
Oh, viewer is null.
Yeah.
Is that the refresh? Is that the refresh mutation or a different one?
It seems like our let's see. There we go. The first thing. It's not trying to get the, it's not refreshing the token, I don't think.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
so
see
that
any,
one.
I don't see anywhere
That's-
where it's actually.
That's the one where we try to get their profile stuff. What's this? The last GraphQL one below this? Yeah, that. Which one's this?
Oh, it's the
You scroll
options
all the way
request. The
down.
options request is coming after. That doesn't make any sense. But it never. This did not send in a header. Which is why it's coming back as null. Oh, let's see if we wiped out our. Oh, we don't have our tokens. Yeah. All right, so let's log in. I think what's happening is they're getting wiped out when it errors. Yeah, authentication is a pain. This is why we're taking care of this in the framework, which Will is going to be working on. All right, so now we're good. We have those in there, but then whenever it when it expires, it's not working. Like whatever we're doing isn't working.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody ever had a stroopwafel? These things are so good. We got this snack thing that they let us order from, and I ordered a bunch of these. You put them on top of your coffee, and it like warms it up.
Ooh.
It's like caramel and waffle cone.
Scrumtrolescent.
Nom nom nom. All right, gets me ready to debug off. You know.
Nothing gets me in the mood. Debug off.
All right, so when this finally errors, we're not refreshing. We'll address that once it's an error again. Just want to make sure it happens. All right, so now let's see if in the time before it actually goes away, if we can actually save something here. My only thing is like I got the profile here. It doesn't set the profile unless I start typing. So if I do on change. Which means that the profile is probably null. So I need to set the profile once we get the data back the first time. Because it's empty at first. Which means I need to do that in the use effect. I need to do a use effect, I think. Now I'll pass in data here. Whenever data changes, I want I need to set profile. First name. I think I can do I think that'll work. ID, first name, last name, email. I need to add a string. I need to add an ID string here too. Still working, so we refresh. Boom. All right, cool. All right, so now what I was worried about there is whenever I come in and I don't know what the profile data is yet, so it's just empty, sitting here empty. But then we make the call to go get the profile data. When that comes back, I need to set the profile so that if I don't change anything, I don't type in the boxes, and I just click save, I don't want it to have nothing in it, essentially. So now when I save, I can actually use the profile here. So I'm going to update the profile, update the user. That's going to send back loading, mute data, and error, which now we can use that for our errors and stuff here. So I'll grab the error code that we had.
So that use effect you threw in there, is that to handle the case where like we weren't able to get the user's profile initially?
No, it's actually for the, so when we first navigate to the profile page, we don't know what the data is. So we make this, we make this query to Apollo. This is asynchronous, so we don't get it back immediately. So at first, the data is null. Whenever it's not null, so whenever this data changes, it'll go and it'll set the profile to whatever was returned from the viewer query.
Got it. So I think, so a cleaner way to do this would probably be to use Apollo's use lazy query. Because that lets you, instead of it being called immediately as soon as the component mounts, that puts you in control of when it fires off the query. So I think what you could do is say, like, if this component is mounting and we don't have a user yet, just simply don't try to query for their profile data. Otherwise, if this component is, being re-rendered and we have user data, then call use lazy query.
Well,
actually,
we always need to make the query every time we're in here. Yeah. Once it makes a query once, like the hook is smart enough to not make the query a bunch of times. But whenever we navigate to the profile page, we need to get the data because we want to pre-populate this.
Right.
We don't want to just have it ever be blank.
Okay.
So when we first come in, we
misunderstood the use effect.
Yeah. All right. So it just happened again.
I got it.
Our thing died on us, and it wiped out it wiped it out. All right. So let's see what's happening here. So if we go back to our problem child code here, and where is it knocking out? Right here. This is happening.
Yeah.
On the handle error.
Oh, we're logging that error. It looks like already. Do we get any text popping through in the browser? What does it say? Yeah, of course.
We get the cores issue, but why are we only getting the cores issue? We're doing HTTP instead of HTTPS. Wait, no, that's right. No, that's not it.
From origin.
Why would it only happen now? It's because we're doing fetch, which is doing something different than what Apollo is doing.
So did you read that last line? I think, could this be the answer here? So it says redirect is not allowed for a pre-flight request.
Oh, it's redirecting to HTTPS.
Is that?
But why is that not always happening though?
Is that what's meant by the word redirect there, or is that? Does that mean?
I need to see something here. Is this going to? No, this is going to HTTP as well, and this is fine. So this one goes here.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Is there a header? Is there a header called redirect or something that we're passing along?
Where's the? So this is the one that's dying.
Yeah, so the one that failed. Is there a request header called
GraphQL?
Oh,
that's the problem.
That explains it. Yeah. Okay.
That's the problem. Why is it not? Oh, because I just grabbed it out of there, and we don't automatically add it on there.
Yep.
So it's actually.
That makes sense.
Okay. Now we need to go log in again. Okay, well, we'll know if that works in about 5 minutes. All right, now we're on the profile page. We're good. All right, cool. We got everything. Now let's try to change. Oh, I can't type in here. Great. So I've broken this. somehow. Update profile, edit target value. Set profile updated. When I type, nothing is happening. Why not? I think this is running more than I want it to. I'm not positive on this actually. All right, so it ran once. No, yeah, it ran again. You see what's wrong here? Not able to type. Anybody? Anybody? I can't type. What's going on? What did I do? I set the value. Call update profile. Which does. Should do that. Oh, I know one. This should actually be profile. Think. Yay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I had it set to something that I'm not changing, so that won't work. I shouldn't have set, I need to set it to whatever was in the state, and I was setting it to not that. I don't know if I'm going to use this, so I'm going to take that out for now. All right, so now should be good, I think. Make sure this wasn't being called a bunch of times, right? Okay, cool. Now I'm getting this again. Why? Why? Oh wait, what is this too? I don't even, that's not even a thing. No, this is what am I doing? Oh, it was previously on, but that shouldn't have been. Oh, because now I'm doing profile. Son of a. Okay. All right. Fixed. All right. Let's see if this works. Well, it did it, but now I need to update the status here of the button. And I need to save it somewhere. So yeah, so now it's test 2. I refreshed, it came back.
Nice. Success.
We're saving our profile. Sweet. Wow, that was a lot. Just for that.
What do you think's a good UX here? Do you want to do just a success message?
Yeah, we need to show
pop into view somewhere.
Yeah, so I need some type of message.
Notification.
And then we'll add that for the success part. Oh no, we can do it like this, yeah. So we'll say if mute data dot update
mutt
user.
data. It's data about your breed of dog. Mutt data.
So now that should do that. Oh, this is wrong too. Error would be
just error. And then dot error. It's error dot message to get the text.
Right. But we're gonna run into that same problem, but whatever.
You're talking about the thing where
yeah,
it's prefixed with GraphQL error.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
How can I make this error though? Do you have to have a first name?
Oh, good point. No, I don't think you.
Oh, that
you
was
could set
weird.
it.
Oh, I'm checking first name. Son, that's not gonna work.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, I do. All right, this is gonna have to be able to be undefined. Then I need to say if. So you can do that? Oh, well, it's required. So
Right.
How could this even error? I guess
Browser's
we'd have to
not
get an
gonna-
actual error. What's up?
Gonna let us.
Okay, this is a bad time for that.
Yeah. So what's a good example? So maybe when your query, maybe where your query, where your query's fired off, maybe you could throw another field in there. You know, you could just like put password, empty string, or something to make the query error. All right, mutation rather.
All right, sorry about that. My wife needed something.
No worries.
All right, where were we? What are we doing?
Yeah, I was.
We wanted to make it error.
Asking how to induce an error, and I was thinking, one thing we could do is maybe where we run the query, pop in some argument.
Yeah,
just put like password and pass empty string or
I'll pass
something like that.
Let's pass an extra.
We'll do it. You do it. You need that as an input.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works.
But no, we actually popped up the error. Oh, because why did that happen actually?
Yeah, I think I remember Wes Boss like posting about this one time. He noticed that even though if you're using Apollo client, it like catches the errors and then returns them to you in an object. If you're using Next.js, somehow they like bubble up still, and they get caught by the error boundary that Next provides.
I wonder if that's because in the link though, this wasn't happening before.
Right.
So in the error link, we're doing console.error. Is that the error message though? GraphQL error? No. That's not it. That's this one. It's an error in the promise. Yeah. The promise isn't caught. So we get this issue. And that's because where are we doing it? Well, we've done this before. Like we've gotten an error. Or no, we've only gotten GraphQL errors. This is an actual error in the fetch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this isn't an error coming back from GraphQL this time. I actually broke it.
Yeah, this would be. We could test this in 2 seconds if your WordPress backend was local, right? Then all you could do is just you could just call an undefined function anywhere in one of your PHP files, and then every request would just result in a 500 error, which Apollo would catch, and provide to you.
Right.
But yeah, because it's remote, the best we could do is like pass in some input argument that's invalid. So I can mess around. I can see if there is one for update user, like if I try to set my own password to empty string or something that it doesn't like.
Yeah. All right. Well, we don't have to worry about that for now. I mean, it worked. We'll come back. Like, we need to do more things. Why does this keep happening to me? What am I doing? Right. Yeah, this keeps happening. An uncontrolled input to be, a component is changing an uncontrolled input to be controlled. This, so at some point we are setting it as undefined. Yeah, it is doing that. Okay, so it's coming through when it shouldn't. If not profile or not data.viewer or not user, I think that will fix it. Nope.
Salaba.
Why is it? Why is that happening? Why is that happening? Oh, I need to make sure this actually is this. Okay. Why is it always? There. Maybe. It keeps coming back every time I make a code change, so who knows? Let's see if we're still working here. All right, user updated. Awesome. But we're still disabled here. Why are we disabled? Loading or data. User. Oh, we actually don't need that one. We only want to do it when it's loading because you could change it over and over. So I actually don't need this part. And refresh. Let's try 3. All right, and then I can do it again. Okay, cool. Refresh. Yay.
Sweet. Looking good.
And update our profile. That was super straightforward. All right. We did it. This is what coding looks like though. So
success.
What you gonna do? Work through your issues live in front of the world. All right, cool. So now we can update our profile. We can go here. It seems like the refresh is working now because we've been all over the place. And we haven't had to log in again in a while.
Nice.
We need this to change from login to like go to your profile page though. Right?
Yeah. So stuff like this, that's the reason in my code base that we've been pulling a few like examples from. In there, what I found was, I think when I started that app, I was just like doing what we're doing here, where you throw the token in local storage. But I found some issues where like if a request hadn't been made for a while and the token was like now expired, the user could navigate around. If I wasn't making any GraphQL requests, the user could navigate around and they would think they're still logged in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only when they try to make a request that we'd figure out, oh, they're actually logged out, and then shoot them over to like a login page, and if that might be a crappy experience, like if they're in the middle of working on something, like let's say I'm in the middle of this profile field and I'm like, I've updated a bunch of things, and it's only when we fire out that request we figure out, this person's not even logged in. So then we like shoot them away from their profile field, they lose their work, back to a login page. You know what I mean? Something like that. So
it wouldn't happen.
So
it wouldn't happen here just because you can't see the form until we pull back the user.
True. Very true. Yeah. Because we do that as soon as this mounts.
So we would need to handle that at some point, but we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So a fancier way to do it is to use state management of some kind.
I mean, we have
store. So when the app boots up, then you grab the token from local storage and put it in state. And then if that ever changes, if it ever becomes invalid or whatever, then it re-renders whatever is needed.
Wait, we haven't added state management yet, have we?
Like what?
Oh, no, we did. Right? Did we add it?
What do you mean by that?
I don't know if we did it on a different stream, if we added Will's Tate stuff in here. I don't think we did, actually.
I don't know what that is.
Tate's is a state management thing that Will wrote, and he's actually going to be talking about it at JS Nation, so check that out. It's going to be good.
I saw something about that.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's using some browser API, or what is it?
Yeah, it uses Proxy API, which is a JavaScript API to watch so you can use it to watch objects.
Cool.
So basically, if you say object.property equals something, you can intercept that and do something at that point in time, and it uses that to manage state. So that if you change something on the state, it'll notify everybody who's listening to that.
That is very cool.
Which is neat. We haven't implemented that in this yet. So maybe we just don't worry about it until Will's on. Or we could attempt it. All right, let me go ahead and check this in.
All right. If you think it's even necessary, like have we run into any cases where having it in local storage is
we'll want to have state management at some point. So it doesn't hurt to go. Profile.
I usually just stick with React's, built-in state and context as long as I can, and then pull the trigger on something more when I need it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, as long as I can avoid global state, I try to.
In my app, what I ended up doing is I did some research, and I found that Apollo client has this thing called reactive variables that it provides. So what you can do is you can call this little helper function called make var that Apollo gives you, and throw any data at it, and then if that data ever changes, it will ripple through your app and re-render.
That's an Apollo client.
Yeah, that worked well for my app.
And it's called make var, you said?
Yep.
I want to see something.
All right.
Let's see. All right, you said Apollo make var, like that?
Yeah, if you use reactive variables, that's it. Yeah.
I'm curious how they do it. Maybe. It's from the client, you said?
Yeah, let me see if I can figure out where it comes from. Make var. Yeah, it's just from @Apollo/client. That's it.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, so it should be somewhere in here. Observables. I need to find out where they exported, actually. Here we go. /core. There it is. All right, it's in dot. It's in cache. Cache. Reactive vars. In-memory reactive vars. I'm just curious. This is totally tangent, but I am curious how they do it.
Sure. Yeah. Check it out.
Why not? Let's see. Da-da-da.
There it is. Make var.
Yep.
Line 51.
Yep. So there's make var. So you pass a value in, and then how does it work?
You call it like a function 100% of the time. So if you call it with a function and pass something in, that becomes the new value. But if you call it without an argument, it just returns
it's only
the
ever
current
one value.
Yeah.
So you can't there's not keyed by anything. Yeah. It's just one big object.
Right. Yeah. And I guess you could probably use it multiple times, right? You could do const A equals make var, whatever, const B equals make var, whatever, and like maybe use it multiple times, but yeah, it's a single value.
Oh, it returns, what does it return to you?
The current value.
It returns reactive var, which you can pass a new value. Okay, cool. Neat. I haven't used that.
Yeah, so for folks on the stream, I found this helpful because if you're inside of the confines of React, then of course you can use its built-in use state, use reducer, any of those like for built-in state that React gives you. But when you're outside of React, like in your file where you're defining all your Apollo links to do all the refresh functionality and stuff that we did on the stream, you're outside of the confines of React, so you can't actually use any hooks like use state or whatever else. So that's where this comes in handy. If you have something like Apollo's reactive variables, or some other state management library,
so you got to store this
outside of React, then it's helpful.
Yeah, you store this somewhere. So when you do make var, it returns a function that you can pass a new value into. And then you can add listeners to it. I see. Interesting. Okay. It's not using anything fancy like dates, but it's pretty straightforward actually. Basically just notifies all the listeners if whenever it changes.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool because it
it's like something simple you can just use instead of pulling in a whole library.
Right. Yeah, since you're already importing Apollo, so yeah, if that little piece is built in, you need to store a couple tokens, then it's handy.
All right, cool. All right, what else do we want to do? Let's I guess we could save the, I want to save this, like whether you're light or dark. Can we save that on the user profile?
Oh, that's interesting.
Like in WordPress? Because that would be ideal, right? Then no matter what site I'm on.
We totally can save that to the user profile.
So
what do you think is a better UX? What's a better UX, to save it to the device?
Well, you save it to the device for sure, so that you don't have to be logged in, right? But then if you log in on like a new device, it'll pull it from WordPress and set it.
That'd be super fancy.
Yeah. That'd be cool, right?
Fancy. Then you don't even have to hit the toggle on your new device. It already knows.
It just already knows. So we do update user. How can we save that on the user though? I don't know enough about.
Yeah, so we would need to get into PHP and add a new input field to the update user mutation, because right now WordPress only knows about first name, last name, password, all of those.
Right.
So yeah, you need to add an input field called color preference or whatever. And then in the resolver for that, you need to go call WordPress's update user meta and then store whatever the preference is. And then likewise, we need to also, when we're querying for users, if you want that as a field, you can query, you need to expose that to pull from user meta. Yeah, we could totally do that. We would need some backend,
Yeah, I need to create a plugin or something, or do it in the theme, I guess. Can we just do it in the theme so I don't have to do anything thing crazy. No, I can't. Actually, it's all blocked.
Yeah. And plugins as well. Hover over plugins real quick.
Oh,
go to plugin editor. Yeah. So it would be incredibly hacky to take like one of our, third-party plugins and say, let's throw in some arbitrary code at the bottom of it.
Right.
And the next time that plugin gets updated, it's wiped out,
gone.
right? But
yeah, that seems bad. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't encourage that behavior.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, so there's no way to do it without a plugin, huh? This seems like an opportunity for somebody to write something where I don't have to write any PHP, because I don't want to write any PHP.
Yeah. So for the folks on the stream, you can do some of this without custom coding. If you use ACF, because what we could do here is install just the free version of Advanced Custom Fields.
I have
and
ACF
then
already.
And then the ACF plugin. Okay, yeah, we already have it. Yeah, so what you could do is create a field group and apply it to users, and that would help you. Be able to query for any fields you create here on the user object. You'd be able to query for those fields because the GraphQL.
But then I can't update
for ACF plugin gives you that. But right, it doesn't give you register new input fields.
Mm-hmm.
I've asked Jason before if that's on the roadmap to do input fields, and he said not right now. There's a lot of complications there.
I have to have a talk with him then.
I know it's definitely a very
yeah, because you need this. Like I actually, on the very first live stream that we did, we did this. That's what I did. Like I had brought him on, and we went through and we created a form that we could submit to by adding a custom mutation or whatnot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a big.
This is a big problem, though. This needs to be solved.
Yeah, it's a often requested feature. I see people asking for it kind of often. That's a complicated thing. I think it goes back to the fact that the GraphQL spec right now doesn't support input union types. So if you want to be able to fire off one mutation to update all of the fields within like a certain field group here, GraphQL would have to know ahead of time like all the possible values and the order of the fields and things like that. And to know that ahead of time, you'd have to you'd have to run a bunch of queries. Like when WordPress first boots up, you'd have to run a bunch of queries to figure out all possible field groups that exist and all the possible fields on them. It'd be very expensive to build it on the fly, build out your whole GraphQL schema like that as soon as WordPress boots up, just so that here are all the field groups that people can't even
query
against
that
or mutate
and do it asynchronously.
Yeah. So you could throw some caching at it to try to mitigate that problem. But the ideal solution would be when input unions exists, then you'd be able to send in a mutation to the backend and say, hey, GraphQL, you can expect these fields, any of these fields in any order, and here's how to handle each one of those.
Right.
And then from there, it wouldn't care if it gets the first name field first, it would handle that. If it gets the password or whatever a custom field is, it would just handle that one first. Then you just have a resolver for each possibility. But unfortunately, that's not a thing yet.
Unfortunately. Yeah, that's a problem. Now we have the content modeler coming, and I wonder what we could do with that. It should have, I don't know if it's coming with mutations or not. I need to talk to that team. If you haven't seen the content modeler and you're on here, if you watch my talk at React Summit, you can get a little demo of it. It's pretty neat. I wonder if I have I'm able to log in and see it. Oh, here it is. If I'm still logged in.
I need to go up on the content modeler.
Lots of WP Engine logins. Don't see it. I guess I didn't save it. It'd be cool to demo that one day, though, once we get a little further. Oh, look, I've just been sharing my share. All right. What do we want to do then? I don't really want to
Oh.
write any PHP right now. That just makes me hurt. On a Friday, like that's not Friday work. Friday work is fun work.
Hey, Dominique had a excellent idea for inducing our error that we wanted to do earlier.
Yeah.
Deactivate WP GraphQL.
Oh yeah, he's actually talking about something different. He was saying so that we can go edit the plugin, or so that we can like disable, so that I can edit the theme, so that we can do the thing.
I gotcha. Right.
But
right. Okay.
Honestly, it's Friday. I don't want to do PHP.
Well, we could do the light dark stuff.
Yeah.
We could just save it locally for now.
Right, yeah,
right?
Let's do that. Let's do that. So for now, whenever we do this, we want to save it into a local variable so that we remember it. So this should be super simple, which means it'll take an hour.
So this one I'm kind of interested in actually, because one challenge that people encounter sometimes when doing this is they get a flicker. So when their app first loads up, it might the screen might be white, and then JavaScript executes. It's able to pull the value from local storage and realize, oh, this user prefers the dark scheme, and then it applies the dark scheme. So there's this white to black, quick flicker, which is bad UX. So yeah, the proper way to do this is to have that local storage call be render blocking on purpose. And that term is scary. Saying render blocking, the term is scary, but a simple call for a value of local storage is a 1/10,000th of a second or something like that, something imperceptible like that. So that's actually what you want to do. You want to make a very quick call to local storage and then tell your browser to render the page.
Right.
And you can pass that into CSS variables, so that it renders lighter dark the first time and you don't get the momentary flicker.
Right. But
I've never coded that up myself, so I don't know how that is best done in a React app.
Yeah, well, I can do it at the app level. Actually, I can do this. So we should be able to do it on the app. Where is it?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Here. Whoops. Where were we getting this from? Oh yeah, right here. Object possibly null. Cool. Why doesn't it care over here though? Oh, because of that. Yeah. So now we say our theme.set. What is it? No, HTML. Why do I need the theme? I don't even need the theme. Oh, because this is toggling, so it's seeing what it is first, but really I just need to do this. Set attribute equal to local storage.get item theme, or we'll default to dark. Document is not defined. All right. Interesting. Not. Where did it defaulted to light there? Oh, and I got to work on the toggle. Oh, it did that. It did what you said. It's dark and then it's dark at first. Yeah. I mean, it's working, but it's doing what you're saying. Like it's dark at first and then it's light.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So why is that? Just so I understand, because we're doing it at the app component, like before anything's even visible on the page,
the reason
right?
is I had to add in this use effect. So it's waiting. I don't have access to the document.
Right.
Yet. So I had to wait. So it's rendered. It's also rendered from the server. Right. Because it's static.
Yeah.
That's the real reason. But yeah, you would want to store this in the session cookie, I guess, so you could do it on the server. But I don't want to use a cookie. Cookies are gross.
Well, plus if the page is static, right, then you wouldn't have any user specific data in the static page. So there's an excellent blog post on this by Josh Como called The Quest for the Perfect Dark Mode. I'm pulling it up right now because he does this in a React app. He talks about how he implemented it once. He's getting the flicker and then had to change things.
When I switch this, one thing that is strange here. This messes up the toggle. Am I adding this here?
What did you add?
So if I take this, so look at the toggle. See how the styling, it's missing the, like the thing around it, like there. See how it looks like a toggle? But then if I go to dark mode, it's gone.
Oh.
But then if I take this out, it looks right.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. Why is that happening? I copied that from W3 Schools, so there's no telling. Who knows? But this does save it. If we just want something quick and dirty, that you do get that initial dark flash if you have it set to light, though, right there. Because it defaults to dark, and then it's light. And then it breaks that for some reason. I wonder if I set it, if I go dark and I refresh. Now it's fine. There's something about being light initially. Oh, I know what it is. I think it's on the toggle. No, this is only on onChange, so that's weird.
All right. So I think I found.
Oh, I see the toggle backwards.
Something to help us out.
Toggle is backwards. It should already be toggled. What did you find?
Yeah, I shot it to you in Slack. It's that blog post I was referring to. He shows what he does. He basically has he throws in a script tag that inside of it just has a one-liner, so it's supposed to be a blocking script, this one-liner that just pulls the value from local storage and then uses it to set a CSS variable, I believe. So I think we'll need to do something similar.
I need to do, this is what the issue is. Checked is if So if get item equal, this is get item equal light. Oh, well. Local storage is not defined. Same issue we're having on the other one, I think. Whoops. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix this toggle real quick. I know if why is it doing this to me? I just want to know if this is a thing or not. I gotta do type of okay. No. I've got all kind of issues. I want it to be checked when it's checked that way or the other way. That I don't know. Oh wait, this actually. All right. That is so weird. What am I doing wrong here? All right, so it should be checked if it's checked to the left or right. That's a question. This toggle.
I don't know.
That checked or is the other way checked?
I don't know. Can you inspect that HTML element and see if the
Yeah, let's see.
is there a checked attribute on there?
It's checked right now. So checked is light mode. That's what I thought.
Light mode.
If local storage is not undefined, and local storage get item equals light, then I want it to be checked. I wonder if I need to use a use state. I think I need to use a use state in here for this. Good. All right. See a little bit. All right. Let's see. Did that fix it? No. What did I do? Oh, extra little tick mark there. Whoops. All right. Did it work? Well, no. It's still not. Well, now it's working. Fresh. The first click is not. Or it works. All right, so if it's dark, it works right. If it's light, it doesn't. Light, I click it, nothing happens. Then I click it, then I click it. Why is that?
So I've been chatting with a few of the viewers for a few minutes, but what happened? Toggle like did work. It did work.
It is working. So watch.
A little local storage.
You ready? All right. If I have it on dark, which is the default, all good. Toggle works fine. Right now, I put it on light mode, and then I refresh. All good. I get a little flash, but I have to just deal with that. But now if I click it, the toggle switches to off. And then if I click it, it's dark, and now it's working fine. So basically like that first click here, when I click it, nothing happens. It doesn't go to dark.
Interesting.
The first click is not going to dark.
Interesting.
You know, why is that? I think it might be because this theme isn't set yet. I think that's what it is. I think that initially when I come in, this isn't set, so it thinks it's already dark. Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
No, that actually doesn't make sense. That actually doesn't make sense. What is happening? If I refresh. Then I click. Nothing happens. Why? It fires us on change, I'm guessing. I knew this would take an hour, son of a.
Yeah.
All right, so the first time I'm in here, I click. Oh, it doesn't even fire the on change event. Interesting. Then it fires it. So the first time it's not firing this on change event. Why is that? Why is it not? That's weird. But it does if it's dark mode. Let's see. All right, let's see what's happening. If let me just save this real quick. Toggle on change, just so I know when this is firing, right? Come in here, click toggle on change. Good. Click no toggle on change, then toggle on change. If I leave it dark, the first time it fires fine. Are you seeing this? A chat box only needs to be checked to be checked. A wild guess. A chat box only needs to be checked to be checked. What do you mean? You have lost me. It doesn't need checked equals true, I believe. Well, I need that so that I can, otherwise the toggle wasn't working at all. Or it wasn't like in the right state. Whenever I first came in, whenever it was set to light, it wasn't already checked. But now it's in the right state. So like, well, it looks correct when I come in. That on change isn't firing. I've never seen this. Why would the on change not be hooked up if it's true?
So I'm back with you now. So that console log right there is not getting logged.
Only if it's in light mode. So like if I refresh and the first time I click it, doesn't log. Second time and every subsequent time logs.
Weird.
But now if I'm in dark mode and I refresh, then it just works like normal, like you would expect. Like like if I'm in dark mode, I refresh, and now that's saved to local storage, and I click. The first time it logs it. So it's only if I come in and it's already checked and I click it.
Man, that is weird. So just a sanity check like that, where you hooked up the on change there, that gets rendered. That's not conditional or anything, right? That's the toggle itself. This input right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that on change would not.
Yeah, it's a text box. I wonder if it has something to do with. It doesn't make. I mean, I just don't know why the on change wouldn't fire. Unless it doesn't know it's checked. That's the only thing. Like it's like there's no change actually happening, you know?
Right. Yeah, that came to mind like some of the uncontrolled to controlled errors we were seeing or whatever. That came to mind briefly. Like, is there?
Yeah, I think what's happening is because you're not actually clicking, like because this thing is like more than just an input. It's this thing. The input is actually right there. It's that tiny little, doesn't exist. You click on this span. And then that happens, but which is right here. So it's a input checked plus input checked dot slider.
Yeah, so we probably need some accessibility improvements there too, right? Because you wouldn't know that span is associated with that input.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Actually, people do this. There's some way to make it related.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has something to do with this. It's like, hey, React doesn't realize that it's checked or something. So it doesn't fire this on change. But why would it not? It knows that it's checked. I set it here. Sure this is right. It is true. True. So it is being passed in as true. But when I click it, it's not changing it, the state to false. I mean, that's obviously what's got to be happening here, right? So right now, the input is set to checked. I click it, it's still checked. So, I mean, that is what's happening. It's just not unchecking. But it's always checked. Never mind. This doesn't update, apparently. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that seems like a problem.
Let me make sure this is firing false sometimes. Yeah, it is doing it. That's strange. It's something silly. I know it is. What is it? I want to see something. All right. All right, so I'm going to go and get the, what is it called? What did I call it? Theme toggle. I'm going to get it programmatically since Chrome isn't updating for some reason. So it's checked is true right now. Checked is true. I click it. Nothing happens. Checked is false. So it did change. Now I'm even more perplexed. What happened?
I don't know.
I clicked it, it changed, nothing happened, and then now it does fire it. False, which is correct.
Could we try other events? I know you said this input is like hidden or whatever, but what if we threw like an on click on there or something else? Like,
yeah, I mean, you could do on click.
Does any event fire?
You definitely could do on click, and that would probably fix the whole thing. But I don't like that solution.
Right. If these are tabs over with the keyboard, then
it does work fine now, but oh, now it doesn't work. You've provided a form field without an on change. Oh, handler. I have to have an on change. That's strange. Did not know that. Oh, what in the world? What a, oh, whoops. That works, but I'm not happy about this.
So you're sticking with clicked for the moment, or on click?
Isn't input? Yeah, you are right, Dominique. That's correct. But and it's setting it. It's not for whatever reason it doesn't show in Chrome that it's changing, but it is changing.
Where's that span that wraps this thing? Oh, just right there. And is that what these are actually clicks on?
I mean, they got to be clicking on the input because I mean, this on click is firing.
Yeah, I was thinking about propagation. right? If like that doesn't make any sense though, because these are at the same level.
Yeah, and they do get I mean, the thing changes though. That's what's really bizarre about it, right? So, like, I checked in the code, and like like what the.
Yeah, this is really weird. I would, if this were me at this point, I'd probably like grab this input and paste it somewhere else with some dummy props or something and see if I can reproduce it, or if there's something about like this component that I don't know.
Yeah, I guess one thing to try really quickly is like take this out. Take the span out. Just make it a regular checkbox. Now where it's fine. Okay. No, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, so that's where the state gets all messed up there. So I click it, nothing. Click it. Now it is unchecked.
What is this thing I'm seeing in your dev tools? It says 4 issues. Is it any of those?
No, these are just.
Okay.
I think my stuff is blocking whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah, this input, I don't know, man. Like I said, I would try to, at this point, I'd probably copy and paste it into a component with like nothing else.
I mean, this has nothing else in it though.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. It's just the toggle. That's all it is.
Checked, set checked.
All right, so I'm here. Click it. No unchanged fired. It does uncheck. Like it is actually unchecked. Click it again. Stays unchecked, but it fires. And then it starts working like normal.
Super weird. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give this like one more moment. What is it? You're missing something. What the hell is it? So, I mean, I proved it wasn't the theme.
So
theming. So it's not that. So that's fine.
So let's think about the value. The value really quick. When the page first loads, we're initializing checked right there.
Yeah, so it gets checked based on
line 15.
If the thing is in local storage, which is fine. But so when I refresh, so let me put it back here. If I refresh, it comes through as true. So we're true, which is right. Light mode is true. I click it. It's false. Wait, now it worked. What happened? Wait, what? Now it's working?
Was it the other way? Was it starting from dark?
No, it was from light. Wait, what just happened?
See if it works the other way.
Now I'm so confused. Now I'm beyond confused. Oh no, I'm back on the click. I'm on the click. Whoa, I was like, okay, wow.
All right, here's where I'm headed. So on line 15. On line 15, we're setting checked. Yeah,
so
see if it's
checked
broken.
Is true.
Is it okay? It's true.
Yep, it's true, and that's right. It is checked. I click it, nothing happens because the on change didn't fire. Click it again. Now the on change fire and it's false, and this doesn't change. Like it stays false, and then we're in a good state. So the only thing that's happening, the only thing that's missing is like that first click. It doesn't fire the on change.
So let's try this. Let's change it to an uncontrolled component just for a second. So like checked. Yeah, I would just wipe out that line. So we're not even using this state. Does this work now? because that onChange should fire. No,
But
you don't even do value. Don't even do
Oh,
value.
right. I see what you're saying. So just does it actually fire? I mean, the problem now is that it's not in the right state, but it does fire. Problem is it's not coming through as being checked. So let me try this. If it's checked.
So you could, right. Yeah, that's a good test. So
Now it still works. But it didn't move. Oh, well, that's because I set it to actually always be checked. But it did fire the event though.
yeah, so it seems to me what's going on is like when this initially loads and we set checked equals the value of checked, we must be setting it to the wrong thing. And then when you actually do the toggle and it sets it to the right thing, the browser sees that, oh, it was checked before and is still checked.
But it's not though.
That's what's very strange about it.
So let me take this out again. Let me just take this out.
Oh,
see, watch. Now we'll be able to see the actual.
Hi, doggy.
My dog. What did I do? Why did that break it? I'm just taking. All right, so it's a checkbox. Let's refresh. Is that it? All right, refresh. I gotta set it though. All right. Checked equals. Checked. All right, we refresh. It's true. It is true. It's checked, right?
Yeah.
Now we just have like a raw checkbox. I click it, it unchecks. Like it actually like something changed.
And in the DOM, you even,
I even did this. So I did like
checked it in the DOM, right?
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I still have it there. So if I do document dot get element by ID, theme toggle.
Do you know the $0 trick?
And there it is. So it is set to false. And then now it's working though. Boom. I haven't seen this. Somebody.
Bug in React.
Somebody help
It's not our fault.
What is happening though? I'm so confused.
Is it? So what about this initialization thing you're doing here? You're saying if type of local storage is not undefined, then pull the value from there. Otherwise, it gets casted to a Boolean of false, right?
No, it's if both of these things are true,
available,
then it'll return true. If either of them are false, then it'll return false. So if local storage is undefined, it's going to return false. So like if there's nothing there, it's going to just say it's not checked, meaning it's.
So there's no problem with that logic, right? I'm thinking when next like server renders the page, then this would get set to false, even if the user does prefer the other option.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe the server rendering is doing it.
Because you don't have access to the document on the server. So this would always be false.
But I still don't know why the onChange wouldn't be.
Right.
That's the only, that's the weird part, right? So the onChange just doesn't fire. It'd be one thing if the values were out of sync, that would make sense. But the onChange just doesn't fire until later.
And it does, when we did that check where we made it an uncontrolled component, it did fire every time?
No, it didn't fire. But but that way we at least could see the chat box and know that it was toggling. And it wasn't just the slider doing the thing, but the slider actually is the chat box. So
okay, so when we made it an uncontrolled component though,
you mean
the problems,
you mean like this?
Right. Yeah. Did that work?
Did it fire?
Right. Does on-change fire 100% of the time if you do this?
Good question. Yes. Now it's
So
backwards.
this is my new working theory.
Okay.
We're not, because we're using React, we're not working with the browser's own events. React wraps those events in synthetic event, right, and provides those instead. So maybe I don't know this, but maybe there's logic in there somewhere for checkboxes to say if the checked value previously was one thing and the checked value is now one thing and they match, then it thinks, oh, it hasn't changed then because the before and after are the same. So maybe when this first gets like server rendered or something, and that check for local storage that we're doing right there to initialize it, maybe that's always false. Like
it is always false. It has
initially,
to be.
right,
Yeah.
right. So maybe initially that's always false,
Mm-hmm.
and then the user actually, changes the toggle and sets it to false. Then React does a check to figure out, okay, it was false on the initial render,
Oh,
and now it's
it's
been
checking
toggled
a
to false.
diff.
There's no change.
Yeah, there was
There's
no
no change.
change. That is what's happening. It's
That's my
server rendered.
working
It's always
theory.
false. It comes back, post up the on change, and then it's trying to check the value is different, and it's not different because it thinks it's false.
Yes, I think that's going. So that blog post I linked you, we could go for something like that where he throws a script tag like at the top of his, the head, top of his document. He has this one liner that just like pulls a value from local storage, sets a CSS variable. That's it, and the rest of his app loads. So JavaScript like hasn't even executed yet, other than that one line, that executes inside of a script tag. None of the other JS has even, executed yet. So these kinds of issues,
Right.
I think, are what he's getting away from. So yeah, so there's the one-liner script tag right there.
Yeah.
So it seems like we could do something like this, or otherwise only do it on the client, or you know what I mean? You could just say like render nothing in that spot until a component is mounted, and only then do you display. Actually, sorry, that doesn't work. I'm only thinking about the toggle when I say that, but we actually need the whole page to be the right colors. So yeah, probably this is the best.
This is just a script tag for the head.
Yeah, I think so. I have to read through. It looks like in that code block, he's just alerting.
I can do it in the layout component, right?
But
that might actually work. But I'm still a little bit, there's got to be a way to around this though. I'm trying to think. So it comes back, it's statically rendered, it's false. But this runs on the client and sets it to true. That part is what is a little bit
perplexing.
Odd, yeah. Like when, yes, it is false, but when it gets rehydrated, right? I expect it to be true.
Right. Yeah, I think. I mean, you run into a lot of problems when you're basing your logic on something that depends on the document, right? Because then when it gets server rendered, you'll get one result,
and then when this would fix it,
hydrates on the client and the document does exist, now you have a mismatch, right, between what was server rendered and what was client rendered. And when the virtual DOM diffing goes on, you can run into issues. So yeah, even with use effect though, I don't think this will solve our problem, because then what you're saying, you will still get the flicker.
I'm not worried about the flicker right now though. I'm trying to make the on change actually work.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's all
I do, yeah.
Like, this might actually fix that part. I don't like it. I shouldn't have to do it. Backwards now though. It is working now. Let me put the styling back in. don't even know what it was. Styles that toggle thing, maybe. What was the style? Was that switch? Oh, I don't have that thing in there anymore either. Styles that switch. Now, okay, now it's not set to the right value actually. No, now the toggle isn't. Oh, I didn't put the checked back in there. Hang on. Actually use the thing. I'm so confused as to what I've changed at this point. All right. Okay. Nope. Oh, why did that not work? Use effect. Yeah, that is true that it runs half and half, but it is running like it gets the right true value. That's the bizarre part here. So if I log this value, it knows it's true. It is checked. I click it, it unchecks and nothing, the unchanged isn't firing. And then it starts firing. I mean, and it makes sense what you were saying, Kellen, that it comes down, it's false. So it assumes it's false. When you click it and it goes to false, React does some kind of diff of the value, right? Yep. And says, oh, it's still false. I'm not going to fire the onChange event, right? And that's what's happening. Like React thinks it's false somehow, even though it has to have set it to true, because when I come in here and I run this, checked is true. And that is what is being set here.
Right.
It doesn't.
It's very weird. It's very weird.
Like it comes through as true. Like, yes, I realize it comes back from the server as false. That's fine. But at this point, it's like React knows it's true. Like we just did this and we just
true on mount. So why is it happening?
Yeah. Like,
yeah. So I know you and I are both like itching to solve this this onChange issue. I'm wondering though if we go for the Josh Como approach where we're setting it with a one liner of blocking JS.
Yeah, that might fix that.
Then we don't even have to. Then I think you don't even have to worry about this. Then it's by the time React is executing, the page is already the right color. The toggle is already set to the right thing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, the use effect has no effect here for some reason. My thought with the use effect is that it runs asynchronously. So it'll render and then the use effect will run, which will then like maybe change the state for, or what you could, oh, this would actually work though. Set it to false always. Bet this works. Yep. So just say, screw it. We know it's going to be false. It's false. And then in the use effect, set it to true. This seems like a React bug though. or a next bug, one or the other.
Yeah, it seems like if what React does to events, like catching them, wrapping them in synthetic event or whatever, if that doesn't mimic the browser one-to-one, like that seems like a big misstep or big problem, right?
Right.
Like
when
ideally,
I
it should be
actually uncheck it, it doesn't fire the on change. That seems like an issue.
It seems like the goal should be, they should be indistinguishable from one to the other. Like whenever the browser would have fired an event, React needs to as well.
Right.
Right.
That's a good question. What if we add an on change event to the? I mean, that has to be firing. React's just not firing. Yeah, I want to do that. Hang on, that's another good. Sorry, I know we're off track here, but this is actually kind of fascinating to me.
What are you going to add it to?
I'm going to add the on change event to the actual element. Like add event listener. But I only want to do it once.
Oh,
that way
old school.
I want to see if it works. Yeah,
going old school. Well, you could probably do that just in the browser, right? You could just like,
I can do it here.
Reload the page or here. Yeah, either one. I would throw that inside of a use effect though.
It is.
So document it. Oh, sorry. Yep. Didn't notice the nesting level.
All right, now we go back over here. Click fired on change. Didn't fire on change from React though. So this is some kind of bug. We have discovered some kind of bug. There's no way that the on change event should fire at the element level, but not at React, right? So somewhere it's doing a diff and it's saying, no, it's already false. So I'm not going to fire the on change.
Yep. Right.
We did it. We figured it out. But it doesn't satisfy anything because something's broken. Nothing we did though, in my opinion.
All right. So you're ready for this one-liner script or what?
Am I? I don't know. Am I?
I don't know.
Let me get rid of all this.
We've gotten to the bottom of this.
We figured that out.
Yeah. Things like that just kind of gnaw at you until you get to the bottom of it, right?
I need to know what's happening. Now I know what's happening. Now I need to figure out where to submit the bug. Is it a next bug or a React bug? It seems like it's probably next. Something's happening in the rehydrate. That's not like there's I bet there's a race condition between when the use state happens and when the rehydrate happens.
When you're developing locally, though, doesn't Next just do all client-side rendering?
No.
It like if you reload the page, it does SSR every time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'd be impossible to test.
Yeah. So I'd probably go to Code Sandbox, right, and just try to reproduce like a simple version of this, and then if you can reproduce it there, just with.
I'll do that. I'll do that later. But we found something. Something is not right. Something's not right. All right. So what did you want to do?
that blog post
want to do. All right.
I think this is the best option. Yeah. So right here, he's just alerting hi to show you how you can have a little one-liner blocking script. But if you go down to the next code block, so go down a little more, this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one you can see what it's returning at the bottom. So it's returning the script tag, and then this is the work it actually does.
This is just inserting a script tag, right?
Yep.
Where is it? Yeah, it just inserts this
the return.
Dangery set HTML.
Yeah. So I think this is the way to go, because this, you could set CSS variables at the top of your document so that these are set. So by the time React, executes, and the user can actually.
Well, we are doing this. Like, this is how
it works.
Like that is what's happening. The way that we're doing it. I don't know if you saw this, but the way that we're doing the So right here. So we have the root variables, and then based on what's on the HTML element, if it's set to light, it changes what those variables are. But this code is different because it's saying I want to change it via script. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the piece we're missing.
But we are doing this. We're just doing it with CSS instead. So what we need our one-liner to do instead is to set that HTML, set the data theme, not do anything with the variables. So we can do this. All right. So where do we put this? Where do you actually put it?
Yeah. Well, and next, would that just be your HTML?
Where does he put it though? Like he's got this magic script tag.
Right. He's doing this for a Gatsby application. So
no, where's this? Where is he using this React component, the magic script tag? Where is it?
Right. I don't know. Gotta read through.
Oh. Magic script tag. Oh, he does it here. Oh, this is, what is this? This on render body.
Yeah, so it's probably, I assume that's like a Gatsby lifecycle method or something where.
Oh, it's a lifecycle method. Yeah, that's
right. So Gatsby,
what we can do is we can
top of the body before it renders.
Yeah.
So I'm sure next, I'm sure there's an equivalent we can
do it in the head
to inject that. Right.
We can just do it in the head, but I can just do that here though. In the layout component, we can just create a script. And then we want to do the document dot get element HTML. Attribute, something like that. What was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So set attribute is data dash theme. Oh yeah, okay. Then it's either light or dark. So this is where I do local store. Same thing I was doing.
Right.
Local storage at get item.
Yeah, I think this is the right level, to do it at though. So we're setting this before React is even.
All right. So now I do that local store. So I have to do this whole nonsense again. Where is it? Whole thing. Just instead of saying, if it being a Boolean, I need to do I need to wrap this if type of blah, blah, blah. Blah. Then I need to do ternary. If it's false, I do dark. Otherwise I do light. Is that right? Do I have all my stuff right here? Wrap these. Okay, that looks right, I think. Nope. Wait, what happened? No. It's still flickered. I wonder if that ran in the head though. is. We didn't get an error. Did it run though is the question. Did it run? No. Wait, it did. I did this. Oh, the error was above this. I never even saw it. So there is an error. Sorry. I have my font too big. Make sure it's still running this. All right, so it's just getting an error. Document. Oh, document isn't a thing yet. Yeah, document's not. I still have to wait for document to be a thing to do it this way.
Don't you just did a window check?
But I mean, I would need to add like document dot on whatever. Once the I would need to have a I need to hook to a window event, and it's still not going to work because it's only going to do that after it's already done everything. The way that his works is that he's changing the variables up there, which is fine. Yeah, this one's harder. I think I could do it. No. Can I do it at the layout level though, I wonder? I think if I did this. Don't worry about this. And then I do we're just trying to get this the flash to go away, right?
Yep.
So I could set that there. Now I wonder if this, I don't know if this is good enough for the way that we're doing it though. Oh, look, interesting. That's interesting. This is actually what was happening before.
Right. So I think the life cycle method that he's using in the blog post, that's something that Gatsby only calls on the client.
Yeah.
And it does so, before it has rendered anything to the screen, and even before the initial like styles have been applied.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the perfect moment to do it. It's like you've still gotten you've still got the initial HTML that you sent down. Nothing's changing about that, but it's just that he's like executing something on the client only before anything gets painted to the screen. And then from then on, after that render blocking, little one-liner script gets set, then all the styles and markup, just flow from there, and they match the initial CSS values, CSS property values.
This is interesting that like doing it this way, we get this error, but then the other way with the checked value, we didn't get this error. Like it didn't throw anything to say, hey, these things are out of sync.
Well, that makes sense though, because this is complaining about a hydration issue here,
right? Yeah,
right.
Because that was after
server.
The fact.
We got
the
server got one thing, and on the client we got another.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's different than what we were getting before. It was a state mismatch, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right, when it rendered on the client,
it happened after the fact.
The use state got set to one thing versus another. So the state was missing. The markup itself was identical, but the state was messed up.
So there's really no great way to do this.
Well, there has to be.
With next, like at least not this way that we're handling this.
So what are you saying, Matt? You're saying that Gatsby is superior to Next. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm not saying that I could do it the way that he's doing it. I would just have to change. I wouldn't put the variables here though.
Yeah, I think I don't know if the head of the document is.
But he's also not doing it based on local storage, right? Or is it?
Spot. Yeah, what's that get initial color mode function he's calling?
Oh, same code, but oh yeah, what is that supposed to be doing?
Yeah, it's local storage.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here. Okay, yeah. But then he's just, yeah, I mean, you're setting the style properties here. What are the window? I don't even remember. It's been so long since I've done any real document. I mean, maybe I can do it with a script. What are all the window events of when I can?
Like onload.
Yeah. Which one would on body render be?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Or just body onload?
Let me check that out.
Or DOM content load. Or all that. I don't even remember. Oh, man, it's been so long since I've looked at these.
Yeah. DOM content loaded.
That's going to be too late, right?
Is one. I don't actually know. Has styles, like has the markup actually been rendered and styles have been, things have been painted by the time that runs or not?
I didn't even have access to the document though yet, so I got to wrap that in something.
There's a load event.
Like, oh, I could put it in the body though, so that would work. Yeah, I can try that. Let me see. Instead of in the head, I could just stick it here. Oh gosh, I have to do all this again.
Wait, this isn't gonna work.
Do what?
Layout. Well, all right. I guess this would work. This assumes that you're using the layout component on every page in your app.
Yes.
Which for us is probably true, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can put this. I can stick it somewhere else though. Like I could stick it at the app. I mean, we are definitely going to use the layout component, but
yeah.
I mean, I could stick it.
So why are you abandoning the head?
Because in the head, the document hasn't loaded yet. But in the body, the document has loaded. And I'm guessing the one that guy that you sent me.
Oh, okay. Thing. I gotcha. So we need.
What was it? Data dash theme. Oh, and then I need that whole thing again. Who knew this is what we'd be doing the whole time?
Yeah.
Remember when I was like, that'll definitely take an hour?
Yeah.
All right. Document.get element, HTML set attribute, blah, blah, blah. Blah. Blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah. All right. Will this actually work? Will this give me an error? Oh, it's still document.get element is still not a function. Really? That is a thing, right?
What is?
Get element. Oh, it's not actually a function. I'm an idiot. Wait, but I did this over here. Hang on. Oh, dot query selector. Son of a. This was actually. We have no idea if it was working or not, but whatever. I forgot.
You could try. The browser has a load event as well.
Yeah, no. The issue is actually.
I don't know.
I don't want to talk about it. Still flashed.
Dang it.
But maybe
I'm Googling
now.
around.
But maybe now I can put it in the head. Let's see.
So I'm Googling around trying to find Next.js lifecycle methods. Like, is there no?
I mean, there aren't any.
So on the client, there's no method that gets called like at the top of the body. Like, how would you do that?
No, it didn't work. Never mind.
Like in a Next app, if I have a span that says, "Hi, my name is Kellen," and I want that to be the very first thing, like at the top of the body. How do you do that?
The top of the body.
Right.
Well, I can modify.
Like in the app. So
Yeah,
the app
you can
component.
modify the HTML template. Let me see. I'll do that. Custom document. Here we go.
Yes. Yeah, I've done this before to
Yes,
inject some stuff early on.
Maybe that'll work there. Let's try it.
I've done this before to do like stuff with styled components where you like apply a theme at the document level and then.
So now we have a custom document.
Sweet. I like this. Yeah. So now we can see the body tag itself. We have access to that.
Then we have
so what
the
would happen
HTML
if,
tag.
Right. So what would happen if right inside of body, like the first line inside of body was our script tag, our render blocking script tag that sets
All right.
this.
Well, let's see. Where is it? Start with that. Let's grab our script tag. I mean, I don't know why this would be any different, but.
And we definitely still need our window check there. Do you have a
Not
type of window?
No, because the script tags never run on the server.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Okay.
But same issue. But actually, I need to pull this out of the. No, because this doesn't do anything. Yeah, it does. Where were we actually setting this initial? I added code somewhere to save it and show it. Where did I do that? Oh, where did I?
Just save and show what? The toggle stuff?
There. Yeah, I changed the app, so I need to take this out. Where am I? Yeah, I need to take this out for now because this is potentially causing a. It did toggle, but it didn't go to light. It toggled it. Not yeah, the HTML doesn't have anything in it though. Interesting. So that script isn't actually setting it on the document here. Problem CTX. But But I should be able to put this in the head now. Ours already doing this though, so this isn't going to fix it. But we could instead. We have the HTML.
So shout out to Michael Ingard, who, while we were doing the live coding session here, wrote the PHP that we need to add the input fields for our user to store the preferred color scheme, like as user meta. So that's sweet. So we could do that maybe on the next live stream.
Oh, he wrote it. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. The PHP to add the new input fields to save the user's preferred color scheme.
Yeah, we can do that on the next one for sure. This is interesting that I set this here. Is this even being used, I wonder? It says add it to pages _ document dot.
I mean,
I
can you
think
throw a
for
console log in
document,
there?
I might have to restart the server actually. I don't think it's actually, I don't think it's picking this up.
You're right. You do need to, yeah. You have all this stuff commented out though. Is that what you meant to do?
Well, I put it on the HTML element. Yeah, okay, so now it's working. I put it here actually. Right. So now I don't even think I need to do this. I can just add that same. Well, then I'm going to get the server issue.
Right, right.
Or am I? Because I don't know how this document thing works. I actually don't know.
Yeah,
I think the document part runs on the server side, does it?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, to put together a full HTML document.
I guess it has to, yeah. So this isn't going to work either. So we're going to run into the same issues. Or it's different on the server versus on
the client.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're on the right track here with that script you had. I don't know if the head is the right spot or the top of the body or whatever, but we're getting close.
Wait,
I can feel it.
Oh wait.
It's quitting time for me, Matt, so I'll have to tune out.
Okay.
I'll have to leave you. But
all right, I'm probably
getting close, man.
Gonna call it in a minute, but let me see. I'm gonna try a couple more of these things. Oh, it did. So, it didn't flash. It's not flashing.
Oh, nice. Did you kill the server and restart after that change?
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't flash and it didn't give me an error, but I don't know how. Now if I refresh.
All right.
It's light.
Wait.
How did that happen? It's light, but it's turned off. It's set to light. But my application theme is set to dark. How did that happen? How did that happen? Oh, it actually has.
So it must be hitting. It must be hitting the else. Is it hitting the else case there?
I have it backwards.
Oh.
This is just our first time trying it.
Nice.
Let's start.
Fingers crossed.
Light.
Reload.
Dark.
Dang.
Even though it is set to light, right? Yeah, it is set to light. I think we're probably running into what error? Problem this time. Wait, I should do that. I can actually take this out and say if local storage is not undefined, then do Local storage, get item theme.
This is going to be bad news for SSR though.
Otherwise, go to dark.
Yeah, this is going to be bad news for hydration though.
Yeah, you would think, right? Oh, we got to be getting an error here. I mean,
yeah, I don't think we can do that. Then the document on the server would always be dark, but then the document on the client would be dark sometimes and light sometimes.
Yeah,
So
it's the same issue. So how do you get around this?
it's got to be at the top of the body.
I did that.
We need a render blocking script tag at the very top of the body before the JS bundle, the React app executes.
Yeah, I mean, I did that here, right?
That's in the head. Do the top of the body.
Yeah, I thought I already did this, but we can try.
Let's try it.
What is happening now, though? Something else is...
Oh, did you kill the server again?
Do I have to kill it every time I change this? I shouldn't.
I think every time you change the document, you do. Yeah, I think next just
that's the case. I don't know what's happening.
Once.
All right, it's set to light, so I should be light. Well, it didn't flash. Now it's set to dark. And it's light.
What? All right, something.
Let me make sure that, let me just take this out. All right, it is gone. So when I change the body, I don't have to restart. So that's good.
Okay.
That's on, this is checked, which is what it should be, but we didn't actually set the value. So now we just want to make sure the value is getting set. But it set it to dark.
Yeah.
Why is it setting it
to
dark?
I really got to tune out. I was hoping to see the grand finale, but I got to jump.
Oh wait, no, I
coding
with
you,
dude. This
what?
Now this is backwards. I had it because we haven't known if this is running everywhere.
Playing tricks on me.
I know, hang on.
And you're sure you don't have to kill the server?
Okay, but it did flash. But it didn't flash.
Oh, it didn't flash.
Whoa.
Now what if you said?
It worked.
Now set to dark?
Well, you really want to try that? Like, I mean, that was pretty good.
Now do it. Now reload.
Hey,
dude, I think
I quit. I'm out. I'm having a drink.
This is a big win. See, that's a lot just for
oh man,
debugging.
All right, yeah, I got a blog post to write.
Yeah, for real. When I was Googling like a similar, how to do a similar thing to Josh's blog post, only in Next, I wasn't turning up too much.
Now we got it.
Now we got it. So the top of the very top of the body was the solution, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. That way it's a blocking script at the top.
Yep.
Runs it. I actually could fix that little toggle thing too by doing it in this script as well. I could do, actually I could, as it wouldn't have rendered yet. But Anyways, that's fine. You see, because what happens now is when it's in light mode and you refresh, the toggles after it loads. But we're going to let that one slide.
Yeah. Not too bad.
All right. Good times. That was
All right, dude.
not what I expected to do today, but it was fun. We learned something, and I think I found a bug in something. I don't know what it is, but I need to make a really, really simple, reproducible version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm going to check this in and push it up.
All right.
And then the next time we'll use
Nice
that thing that... Who wrote it, did you say?
The blog post?
No, who wrote the mutation for us?
Oh, Michael Ingard.
All right, Michael, appreciate it. We will implement
Shout
that
out.
in the next live coding. Cool thing about this project is we've only coded it live coding. So we've got about 16 hours into it. And it's a pretty decent site for 16 hours of work. We have login. We can submit forms, gravity forms, static. Pretty cool. All right. Well, until next Friday. Oh, by the way, the podcast. Check it out. What is it? Gatsby versus Next. Don't want to miss it. Follow us on all the channels. Go to developers.wpengine.com. Try out Atlas. Go to our home page, wpengine.com/Atlas, and get a free dev account. Just fill out the form there. Yeah. And then let us know what you want us to add to this site. Like, it's been fun just kind of working on the same site and seeing how it evolves. Just 4 hours every Friday. Or even 3. I don't even know. 3 to 4. All right, cool. Have a good one. And see you guys soon. Happy coding.
Happy coding. Thanks, everybody.